Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto under 20. And yes, mine is under 20 today. My carbs are 16.4. I do total carbs, not net. I can't play that game net. It's too confusing for me, too slippery for me as a food addict. And I'm just much more comfortable with total carbs. It's like done. It's complete. It's tidy. It's, right there. So that's how I like to roll with that. And yesterday was the big green egg day, so I had ribeye steak. And usually the day after that, and Fridays, I try to aim for, so like Mondays and Fridays, I try to aim for less protein, less meat in my food plan. So usually Friday it's like a quiche or it's a big A salad with only like 2 to 4 ounces of a protein, maybe a hard-boiled egg, something like that. So today, we went to Market Basket yesterday. So I'm having, this is my idea of convenience foods, which I rarely have, as you know. I found Bertolli's Organic Creamy Alfredo and the Zoodles, which to me is a nice convenience thing. And Wicked Fresh. So that's why I bought them. And in them, I'm going to be having a double dose, 6 ounces. So it's 2/3 of a cup. It's 170 grams of zucchini. It's 30 calories. And it'll be 6 carbs. So, yeah. And it's got some good vitamins in it. So I'll be having 170 grams of the zucchini. And I will cook it a little bit. When I saw Tammy Keto Chaos with hers, her husband makes it, and she says it's her favorite. I think that's what started me wanting to have this. And it's kind of like a crispy zucchini, the way he cooks it. So I'm going to aim for that. And this organic Bertolli is, I'm going to be having 1/4 of a cup, 61 grams, and it is 90 calories per serving. And I like the idea that it's organic because it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it that, is squintable, but it's organic. The fat is 8 grams. The carbs are 3, and the protein is 1 gram. So, yeah, be having that later on. And on it, I'm going to be having 62 grams. I know they're 62 because I just measured them out. Grams of asparagus chopped on top of that, along with 30 grams of applewood smoked bacon chopped on the top as well. Yeah, you want to come to my house? We'll be eating around 3. So these are my macros in my Cronometer. I love my Cronometer. So it's 1,372 calories. It is 20.5 grams of protein, nice and low, just for the day, and 16.4 grams of carbs. And the fat is 137.4. So to me, this makes for a yummy day. And I look forward to it. Today was the first, is the first morning off after working 3 overnights. So I'm really enjoying it. And today is meal prep, food prep day. I put together a lot of Greg's little things because he has a million sides. So I'll be putting them together today. And so when I pull out things each day for the rest of the week, my salad is made fresh every day. And today I'm having, I didn't even tell you. So on the side of that, yeah, I forgot. On the side of that, I'm having a mostly spinach salad with 75 grams of baby organic spinach. I'm having organic red green leaf. It's, I think, 46 grams of that. And then 2 tablespoons of oil. One is extra virgin olive oil, organic, and the other one is 1 tablespoon of macadamia nut oil, and 12 grams of blue cheese. So that'll be a nice side salad, a spinach salad mostly. And then the zoodles with the bacon bits, chopped asparagus on top, 1/4 of a cup of the Alfredo sauce. Yeah. And I put together all the meals through Thursday night, taco salad coming up, pork chops coming up, and tenderloin steak coming up with some sauteed mushrooms. So that's that. That's how I'm rolling. And how did I spend my 3 overnights? Well, I have Prime Video, Prime, Amazon Prime on my tablet. So I was plugged into sugar movies, and I watched Sugar Blues, and it's really kind of funny. And I thought I kept the book over the years, but in the 1980s, I bought Sugar Blues, and it was Gloria Swanson's husband, William Duffy, that wrote it. Talk about an old screen star, right? And so he was talking about the Sugar Blues. So that's, 50 years ago. And of course, people were like, go away, because sugar hadn't even become the national scourge that it is now. And it was a fascinating book back then, and it must have planted some sort of seed in my head. And so I was surprised that this movie could name itself after that, because kind of like, infringement or something. But it was very, very good. And there's this really cool woman, and she did a lot of stuff back then in the cool 70s and 80s, and she's still kicking. And what she does today, her passion, she never had kids. So her passion now is to go around to schools and talking to obese young girls. And I think, wow, what a wonderful thing. They're all addicted to Mountain Dew. And so what she does is the little baggies of how much sugar is in, like the serving of Mountain Dew, the 2-liter, and then the regular serving, which is now really 2 servings or maybe even 3. Because I remember when 6 ounces was like a Coke bottle or a Canada Dry ginger ale bottle. I don't know if you remember. So everything has just become supersized. And so many young women get their sugars from soft drinks, soft, poisonous drinks. And so it's kind of amazing because as a foodie, I drank Tab, but I love to get my sugars from food. I like to eat my sugar. So I would have back then we didn't even have cans of frosting. We had packages where you added butter and boiling water, and I would eat the entire package. There was no cake involved. Sometimes there was, but it was the same with the cookie dough and sometimes brownie batter. I didn't need to turn the oven on. It was just fine the way that it is. I can't believe what I did metabolically to my body. So when I get clients that are like my age, older women in their, 50s, 60s, and we're weight loss resistant, it's no wonder. And so that was one of the sugar movies. And another one was this woman, a very odd duck, and I think from Czechoslovakia. And so she did a movie and was like this poster board queen of sugar kills, and her kids would do it. And they'd go to all these street festivals, street fairs, and they'd be giving out apples next to all the junk food that you can find at these places. And her kids were very odd, and she's always showing them with sugary items and saying that her family, not her husband family, but her, mother and relatives and sisters and stuff, were always serving all this high sugar stuff. And it showed the kids, it was an odd movie, but she had a lot of things right about the dangers of sugar and what it does to us and how addictive it is. It is more addictive to our brains than cocaine, has been proven. And then some say heroin too. And of course, in the 12-step world, after somebody, they always say that they're like a lab rhesus monkey. They would come into the shelter where I worked, skinny from doing all the drugs because they had no appetite with the drugs. And they'd proceed to put on the freshman 50. It used to be the freshman 40, but I think it's definitely 50 or 60 now. And with food, with sugar, they became addicted to Coffee Mate. I was addicted to Coffee Mate. I don't know about you guys, but I thought I could never give up that. I thought I could never give up gum. And, here I am now having, my little bulletproof lattes in the morning. And what a treat. what a treat. So I'm looking forward to my OMAD. And we had Greg's son and his girlfriend for dinner. She's got gastrointestinal woes, and she's kind of leaning into the idea that it might be gluten. And it was so funny because Greg said to her, Greg is not keto. And he says to her, maybe it's grains. And she said, well, maybe it is. So anyway, I hope she gets to the bottom of it. I know it's a very uncomfortable time for her. And she said, I can have a meal like yours, which was, she had the baked potato, but Brussels sprouts, asparagus, cauliflower crumbles, and ribeye. And she said, I feel fine. I have no effects after it. And I said, well, it's because it's a whole food. And I asked her what she ate, and she said she has the complete cookie. Have any of you ever heard of it? She said you can get it online and then some like health food stores. And I was going to look it up. I'm sure it's grainy. But she's aiming for a lot of protein. And she is manager of a horse barn. And so she's extremely busy. There's 18 horses, and it's pretty much her. But she's busy all day long, and she says, I don't have time to stop and eat. And I said, well, I fuel myself with fats through the day, starting with the bulletproof coffee. But she wasn't curious enough to ask what it was all about. She thought by having hard-boiled eggs for breakfast and one of those complete cookies, and then she has a protein shake for dinner. And I said, that's it? And she said, yeah. And I said, no, like green veggies or salad or anything? And she said, no. And so she's young. I think she's 30-ish. So, yeah. So I'm really glad for the keto because I get in wonderful veggies, wonderful fats, moderate protein, and it just all works. And so this old body is slowly getting better. And somebody was asking me about probiotics, and I said, oh, yeah, if you can imagine the damage that you've done with non-keto foods, the standard American diet, along with antibiotics. Before keto, I had asthmatic bronchitis 6 to 7 times per winter. And each time was a dose of the steroids and a dose of the Z-Pak antibiotics. I mean, I've royally probably screwed up my stomach. Who knows how long it takes to come out of that? So for years, every year, I was having all that Z-Pak and crazy. And then in my 30s, late 20s, I would take doxycycline every single day because I had this like cystic acne. And yeah, it would come out sometimes huge boils and then sometimes just regular acne. And so I spent so long on antibiotics. So regulating your systems after many decades of abuse, so probably antibiotics were my worst abuse. Somehow I didn't become metabolically deranged and challenged to the place where I developed diabetes, like a lot of the pickles and turtles here. But yeah, the reversing diabetes is such a wonderful story to read from people, or the heart medication, the high blood pressure, and things like that. It's amazing what the keto diet can do for us in taking us off all those dastardly meds. And with all the money you save on your copays, you can go and buy wonderful oils. And I was laughing to myself. My cellar looks more like a wine cellar, but it's all the oils. It's the, oh, I'll buy that avocado. Oh, look at all those macadamia nuts. Oh, extra virgin olive oil. Oh, I better get that. So I buy all these oils to use, the ones for my salad, the ones for, that we cook with. It's a coconut oil, avocado oil, and a little bit of olive oil mixture that we put in the cast iron pans that we put the cauliflower crumbles and the Brussels sprouts in for the big green egg day. And yeah, so it's so funny because it's like, every week it seems I buy a jug of coconut oil or any of those oils that I see. And I guess I just love the hunt for good oils, and like a wine lover would do. So that's what I do. And so that's how I'm rolling today. No big topic, except that, You probably did a lot of damage to your body too if you're an older person with a metabolism that that weathered the standard American diet. Oh, the stuff I used to eat. Absolutely amazing. And so by watching these sugar movies, I recalled a lot. And when the standard American diet food producers like Kraft and Nestle, and one time I did a map that showed like the biggest food producers in the world. And it's so funny because those products over there in Europe are made by like Nestle and Kraft. And Nestle's not necessarily the nicest company. You know, you think Monsanto's bad with the Roundup? Mm. Well, Nestle, when they feed the people in the other parts of the world, it's really CRAP and SCARY ingredients. And so it'd be, oh, and there was, and oh, this was the biggest part, were the children's games. So they want to get them addicted at a young age, and how they do all these ads, like Ronald McDonald will go to schools and never mention ever Ronald McDonald speaking Spanish over there. They will go to schools and never ever mention anything that McDonald's makes, but they plant the seed of Ronald McDonald and this is fun, and get the, you know, the t-shirts and the little, you know, what do they call that, swag. And, you know, their mothers will say, well, what would you like for dinner? And it's like, McDonald's. And there's actually an Oreo cookie game where, you know, you're pressing the Oreo cookie and it's doing all these games, and it's getting them totally hooked onto the American junk food, the standard American diet over there. And these little kids are just gaining all this weight, and the imprint of the foods are implanted in them, and that's what they, you know, beg and cajole their parents to buy and let them have. So it's fascinating how they do this. And the marketing people, of course, are like, no, we're not trying to get them addicted to bad things, so then they'll be on medication at age 10. No, we're not doing that. And they showed this one young lad, they were doing a stomach surgery on him at a young age. So I don't know. It's fascinating. Sugar is poison. It does kill. And if you think you're still having trouble getting over it, knocking it all out of your food program, the grains and the carbs, the grains and the sugars, getting them all out, getting the artificial stuff out, getting the keto-fied visuals out of your head, it really helps an awful lot with the cravings. They go away. And sometimes you allow yourself to be triggered by these things by being in places where they serve these things, or going onto Pinterest and losing yourself like a porn addict online. And no, it's not good for you. It's not good for us. It doesn't help. And if it feels like it's a fun journey just to see, trust me, watching these sugar movies was enough of what it used to be. And I'm glad I don't drink sodas anymore, or diet sodas, which I never was attracted. Well, Tab, but that was the 60s. Wow. But yeah, I like to eat my sugar and carbs more than drink them. But that's a no more, and don't wanna, ain't gonna, and I'm glad to be here, glad to be a card-carrying turtle. If it takes the rest of my life to get it straight, I'm on board for that, because each food that I eat today is hand-chosen, mentally chosen, high in fat, moderate to low protein, and very low carbs, and it just works, and I hope it works for you too. And if you need that one-on-one boost, I recommend KetoCoachingSarah.com. Different packages are available. I just put up a new package the other day. It's a 30-minute consult followed by 30 days of emails to get you straight with the weighing, measuring, tracking, getting the right foods, knocking out the stuff that seemed like it was a good idea. Even the keto products out there today, they don't have your best interests in mind, right? They are just like this side of the law with what's keto. So you got to be careful of them. So yeah, I put on my second set of eyes and go through your foods, and we get it all straight. So that package, 30-minute consult and 30 days of emailing, is $50, and it's done through PayPal. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll watch again. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto. 16.4 today, total carbs, not net. See you the next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.